Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi dan good afternoon.
Waalaikumsalam, sir.
Waalaikumsalam, sir.
Okay, we begin the class by reciting the Fatihah and Salawat.
Perasan ni, saya punya attendance tadi tak detected lah.
Apa dia?
Saya punya attendance tadi, saya scan tadi, dia still processing. So, kalau saya nampak ada nama saya still tak detect, maknanya still tak attended. Saya rasa ni, saya punya apps problem lah.
Nanti tengok balik, habis nanti video saya.
Nanti saya tengok balik sebab still processing. Saya takut tak detect je.
Yelah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Kena update app ni. App dia kena update selalu. Macam Sejahtera lah kan. Kalau tak update kan, dia tak tepat yang terkini. Okay, I'd like to explain on your second assignment. Okay. Sekejap So your second assignment will be alright. Second assignment will be two things. Like I told before in the class. One is write an article about the Untitled Maritime report on this website. Website ni boleh link. You click this website, dia keluar ni. Right, this review on maritime report, maritime transportation. Dia ada 2021 sampai 2000 ke 1990s ada. So in this report, if you click, you can find, you download first. Right, you download the report. Right, and then you can start doing an article. Ni semua. Overview. Dia ada 3 bahasa. Chinese pun ada. Yang ambil yang executive summary, yang ambil full report. Okay. Ni highlight. You go download. You download this one. I give you example. So the review have 177 pages. So you need to make it as an article, right? Ini this one in like latest one, group first dapat latest lah, right? Dia banyak sub topic there. You prepare an article, journal article on the review, right? So usually a journal article consists of all the important things. I will give you the schema of it, right? So that you can follow lah. Okay. Any question? So these are the review of maritime review on UNTEC, maritime review, maritime transport review on from UNTEC. You can download and you can study, and you can make. It's a lot of things you can do about this review. So one of it is on an article about the review, about the maritime transport review by UNTEC. Okay. Any question? Any question? Understand?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, I have a question. If we have to do like a journal article, we have experience with quantitative study, like we have to do methodology and then chapter 4 data analysis and
Yeah.
everything. For this journal review, we just have to do like until the literature review, right?
No. Okay, journal review, journal article doesn't mean that from a research. If you take from a research, then you need to have the methodology, the findings, right? Everything lah on a journal, like a research article, like a research report lah. Okay, research report consists of that. Chapter 1, 2, 3 sampai 5 or 6. And the article from a journal, from a report, research report, should be that way also. But this journal article from a review, from a document that done to review the industry, to review the transport, maritime transport, right? So in that case, your journal article should go at par with journal article others than same as like the article based from a research, but yours is based on a review. So in the review, what does the review highlighted? What are the data that they provide? So you can put in the journal. They have an objective. They have a call it literatures. They have a report on the subtopic, right? On the industry, on the maritime. They have many subtopic, right? So you need to take that and change that to an article. So article should be around 10 to 15 pages, right? So make the whole 177 pages more meaningful in the 15 pages. Understand? Your reference will be the review lah, right? Understand? Understand?
Yes, sir. Understand, sir. Thank you, sir.
So doesn't mean that when you do what you want to do a journal article, doesn't mean that you need to rely on research work, but also on the report, a review, as long as the data, they have information, you can make use of it, right? And then make your own article based on the review. Okay. Any more question? So here
Okay, sir.
you can, okay, good. Here you can see from the report from 2021 until last one, what year? 1970s, you tak lahir lagi, 1968. Saya pun baru lahir kan. Banyak ada. So your group until 18 group, 18 group until 2003. 2003. So you must remember, 2003 the scenario is different those days. Those days in the world trade is different those days. So maybe from your report or your article, you can understand better the situations in 2023, 2003, right? So how does the maritime transport been established there the time, right? See, 162 pages. See, you must remember at that time the economy is different, the trade is different, the issue is different, right? Okay, so make use of it, the information, and try to have a good article journal that sum up everything in the review. The thing that I highlighted. You see, they have many data in the analysis, right? So we make use of it. The data is there. Okay. See, all this analysis is data, right? Even they have references. In preparing this article, you can use the references as your article references. Okay. Right? So a lot. 2021 is different, right? The issue is COVID crisis. But 2003 is different issue. Right? Okay? Understand? So it's very interesting. Okay? It's very interesting. All right? Okay, so the group been assigned. Okay, you remember your group? There's 18 group. 17 group, 17 group, 18. Wait, 18 group, 18 group. Until 2003. So every group have their own years. So go for that year. Don't take people's punya other group punya year. You have your own year. Right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. All right? The how to do it, I will post later, but this is the initial project. There are also another project assignment. This is number 1. Right? Number 1. Number 2 is also a write-up on organizations related to maritime. Okay, that one I will assign group 1 until 18, the organization involved in maritime. Make the write-up on it. Understand it, the purpose, and everything about the organizations, the role. Okay? So any question regarding the second assignment? Submission will be Thursday, 20 January, right? 24 days and 9 hours, right? Okay? As usual, send according to group. One group, one. One group, one submission only. Don't submit twice for one group. So if any group submit twice, the mark will be deducted from them. And the whole group mark will be deducted. So remember, all group members must discuss and agree upon who want to submit. Either the leader, you or the members. Usually the leader lah submit kan. Okay. Don't submit, all members submit. All members submit. Satu orang 10 orang tolak, 4 orang, 50 melekah tolak. Tinggal separuh saja. Kita pun makan tak penuh juga kan. Okay, remember. Alright, any question? Any question? Faham? Faham tak? Terfaham ni?
So download yang review tu lah. Yang tekan dekat review tu.
Download yang dia punya full review and then you do article based on that. Then you kena download dulu kan. Nanti you nak buka macam mana? Kan takkan nak bila nak buat baru nak buka kan. Lambat nanti kalau buat.
Cover all chapter lah ni.
Macam mana?
Cover all chapter.
The whole review. You make
Whole
an
review.
article from the whole review.
So
Right, maksud the whole thing lah. Whole thing. Understand?
Okay.
So can I ask a question? Like
Yeah.
for the group 3 got 2 review, 2019 and 2018. So group 3 need to do both or
Group 3 dua Dah 2 kali.
that
That is my mistake lah, 2 kali. Jadi group 3 2019 lah. Dia akan bawa ke depan.
2019.
Maksudnya, kalau saya ada tekan 2 kali group 3 ni, tapi tahun berbeza, maksud tahun bawah ni akan bertukar lah, faham tak? Jadi yang latest 2004 lah, kalau 3, faham? Dia akan adjust ikut ni tau. Ataupun to make things easier, not confused because this is my mistake, I mentioned group 3 2 times. Group 3 hanya affecting group 3 sahaja, yang lain kekal lah. Kan nanti jadi pening kan, nak akan bawa ni atas pula susah kan. So group 3, you can choose which year you want to do. Right?
So either 2019 or 2018. Just one.
Group 4 lah, group yang lain maintain maintain the year.
Okay.
Nanti you all confused
thank
kan bawa atas. Faham
Okay, thank you, sir.
Alright. Tersilap macam mana boleh 2 kali group 3. Okay. Yang lain kekal according to the years by the group. 3 only have a special case. They can choose 2019 or 2018. Sama je kan. Dua-dua tu pun banyak report juga. Cuma the scenario is different lah. Right. As you all know, the world trade for maritime increased during pandemic, right? So 2019 dia ada masalah lain. 2018 ada isu lain. So you can, the group 3 can choose lah which year that you prefer to do. Okay. And group lain maintain the numbers, maintain the year that I assign. Okay. So you need to download the full review so that you don't dependent on the online. Nanti you bila nak buat nak buka kan mungkin line problem ke apa, susah. You dah ada line, you need to download and save so that when you want to do you can buka balik. It's in your drive. So senang. It's in your computer. Alright. Any question? I will update about the way how you need to do the article. Alright. And then proceed doing it. Okay. And number 2, I will inform you later. Right. Maybe tonight, number 2 question completed. Alright. Any question? You think it's heavy? Not heavy, right? Tiny? Okay tak Tiny?
Belum baca lagi so cakap okey lah dulu.
Berat tak nampak?
Macam banyak sikit lah dia punya nak cover tu. Nak kena baca. Kena take time sebab because not all student
Okay.
ikut.
You want the second one or you don't want? Just maintain one. For assignment 2, do you want 2 or 1? You want assignment or you want 1 only?
One, doctor.
Tiny said have to read a lot to understand. I pun kesian juga. Saya juga banyak base. Saya ni kesian budak-budak ni yang student. You maintain 1 or 2? You want 2?
Only one, sir.
Only 1, What about others? 1 or 2?
One, sir, one.
One, sir.
One, sir.
One,
One,
sir.
sir, one.
One, sir.
Oh,
One, sir.
wait, I want to see any response on the chat. Wait, eh. Oh, dan banyak chat now. Okey lah, Nasib baik tadi cakap tadi banyak nak baca kan. Saya pun tutup juga. 100 and plus pages kan. There's a lot of things to observe lah. Kan, to observe dan to study lah. Okey lah. I maintain one, one assignment only. I cancel the second one. Second one pun write up juga kan, write up. Tapi the write up is not that much lah. Tapi tak apalah. Since that the review is a lot, 100 plus pages. So you need to observe it, tapi you can divide among your group, satu orang 20 pages ataupun satu orang 15 pages, 25 pages. Baca and understand, okay, and make a summary of it. So you merge together, alright? That's the way lah how you do in group, Takkan dah ketua dah fikir semua kan, okay? You divide among yourself. There are 5 members per group. Group 19. Group 18 tu dah lebih 6 kan. 6 lebih terus. Okay, so make sure all members read their part and understand and make a point. Then jot down the summary, the important things there. Then you merge lah. And the leader will lead how to merge and what to do. Then assign, right? Leader is important in the group, Group leader is important. Because without leader, your effort is not focused. Your effort is not focused. It's haywired. That's problem. And like what you see now during the disaster, there's nobody want to lead the disaster management punya effort, right? Nakma say he cannot do, right? Sepatutnya tugas dia. Because nama pun nama National Disaster Management Agency kan. Macam dia kata bukan tugas dia pula, kan stupid kan. Tak apalah. Tapi masalah in Malaysia during that disaster is nobody want to take the lead. Who should be leading? The organisation that should be leading is NAMA lah. Kalau tak ada lead, masalah apa? NGO coming in, help coming in, resources coming in to help the victims, but no effective management of the resources, no effective management of the team that want to help. And what happened is that the result, there will be some victims not being helped. Some victims not get a resource. That's a problem. And at the end of the day, there's wastage on the resource. So many resources coming in with the control and lack of distribution process because there's no leaders to lead the way. Government should lead. Government entities should lead. Government agency should lead. But all tarik diri, semua tak nak lead. Stupid tak? Ini yang kata, we can't be a developed country yet. Because the thinking of our government and minister is lacking. Faham tak? Bukan nak kata, not involving politics. This is about management. Right? Sepatutnya dia yang lead. Dia kata dia tak nak lead, bukan dia lead. Macam mana? And then, okay, during this management of disaster, the 3 part. One is pre-disaster, warning, everything, preparations. But second one is during disaster, such activities, search and rescues, right? During a disaster. The third one, post-disaster, cleaning, helping, consoling. All 3 stages, Nakma doesn't perform anything. Itu yang kau gemak nak marah ni. Kan? They doesn't perform anything. Katakan dia tersilap number 1, number 2 tak buat, tak apalah. Kan? Kita okey dah, benda dah berlaku. Number 3 pun dia tak ambil tanggungjawab juga. Kan? Post disaster tak ambil tanggungjawab juga. So apa benda yang dia buat? The minister, I don't blame so much because minister is changing lah. Menteri bertukar-tukar kan. Tapi the personnel inside the agencies, dia tak buat kerja apa? The CEO, the officers inside the agencies. That is the thing that really want to get angry lah. Minister memang tak boleh harap kan, kalau dia bertukar macam-macam kan. Naik kerajaan ni tukar lain pula, naik kerajaan tu tukar lain pula, because dia tak tahu kan. Dia minister ni ngapain duit je. Tapi ya marah pula kan. Tapi yalah dia bertukar sentiasa kan. Dia tak tahulah benda nak mar tu. Tapi personal nak mar tu sendiri. Pegawai dia, officer dia, semua tu kan tahulah kan. Kesian victims entahlah selamat lambat. Bekalan sampai lambat, lepas tu nak cuci rumah pun lambat sampai agensi. Kan rumah berlumpur kotor, siapa nak tolong? NGO ramai, tapi NGO ni dia buat kerja tanpa arahan kan. Dia bersuka hati dia buat. Faham tak? That's a problem. That's why you need expertise in the area. Right? The issue of the disaster is that lacking of logistic experts. Logistic in terms of mobilization of resources. Resources tak sini bekalan makanan saja. Resources macam equipment, right? Equipment to save SARS. Dia tak ada planning. Tak ada planning tu maksudnya tak cukup memanjangkan, tak ada planning lah. Dia tak anticipate the needs. Okay? Dia kena jangkakan keperluan tu. Dia tak anticipate the needs. Helikopter tak ada, tak cukup. Takkan tentera satu helikopter je ada. Kan? Tentera Malaysia takkan satu helikopter je. Nak pertahankan negara je mana satu helikopter. Gunakan semua resource. Tapi itulah berlaku jadi satu pengajaran lah. Harap we learn through lesson. Tapi actually we never learn through lesson because flooding punya activities ni, flooding punya disaster ni not berlaku sekali je kan. Every year berlaku kan. Sama ada besar kecil tapi every year berlaku. And the issue arise sama je. Bekalan lambat sampai, kan, SARS lambat sampai. Sama je isu dia. Maksudnya, Natma never learn the lesson. Faham tak? Nasib baik saya cari DPM. Saya DPM, habis untuk korang. Kan? Right? Sikit selingan lah. So, any question? No question about this assignment? No more? Tak ada So,
Sir,
ada.
nanti format saya bagi
Apa dia?
Format saya bagi
Nanti format saya bagi.
Dia artikel ni macam artikel jurnal ke macam mana?
Lebih kurang lah, lebih kurang jenis. Tapi dia yang penting dia macam review of the maritime transport. Kena ambil review sekejap.
Okay.
Review apa? Dia punya review tu, although you are reviewing a review, but the review of UNTAD is very thick and very detailed. 177 pages. Banyak kan? Macam title thesis lah. Your part is to make use of it. Contohnya kan, kalau saya nak kata a review of a review kan, you tak faham lah kan. Jadi, you make Hello? The class. Okay, so that's why I change to article. Faham tak? If I say a review on a review, nanti you pening. Apa jenis saya buat ni review on a review kan? Jadi saya make an article. The purpose of the article is to make the whole review something meaningful. Right? Apa dia meaningful dia? The issue, whatever they address inside, you make it, explain it in your own words, then and highlighted it so that the whole thing can be have in 15 pages. Alright? And then you explain the gist of it only. But many sub chapter, right? You make the gist of it. Maksudnya you make the main point that they highlighted. What it's all about. So you explain in the article. Understand? Contohnya macam article journal, that's why I call article. Like article journals, they make it short and on the whole research work, right? The research work, maybe the thesis is around 200 pages, but they make an article around 10 pages or 15 pages only about the research work. Understand? Tani?
Yes, sir.
That's why I call article. If I call review on review, nanti you pening apa review on review kan. Tapi lebih kurang macam tu lah. They make it more meaningful by having an article explaining the whole review. Right. Okay. Any more question? Maybe to others, maybe you didn't have this kind of assignment, or you didn't do this kind of assignment before. But this assignment, actually, the way that you need to do is nothing impossible. It's common, but it's very interesting. This is how you try to sum up, or you try to make a point on all the information that you have or you receive, and then you make it meaningful, right? In a very effective and efficient manner. In terms of what you mean by effective, efficient manner, not too long. Like the review is too long, right? Then you make it 15 pages. 15 pages tak masuk references lah. References mungkin you add up a few pages lah, 1 or 2 pages lagi lah. Tapi just a review only, right? So it's very interesting. Okay, maybe you need extra referencing about the review to make it meaningful, or to make it to make sense of it. You need to refer to other literature. No problem. Not just, but the main one is the review lah. But not just the review, right? You can have other sources in order to help you to explain better or to make sense of the review, right? That's why you can also put anything in the appendix in the review, but you must ensure that is something that is meaningful lah. Because you must remember the page is short. The page is 15 pages only. If you put all the appendixes inside, nanti habis lah. 15 pages nothing lah. Tak ada punya own input, right? About the whole review. Understand? Okay. So it's interesting. I think Tiny student lot trend yang doing FYP now, they need to do that also. But that one is their own work. Their own research work, they need to produce journal also. And how the process is the same like this. From the whole research, maybe 100 plus pages, you need to make 10 pages or 13 pages maximum, explaining the whole thing. Understand? So how? For example, like this, you need to do one. Even for a presentation, for your FYP, for your trend student, the whole research work, you need to present in 10 minutes only. 10 minutes only, time to present everything. You cannot more than 10 minutes. You will stop. All right? But 10 minutes, you need to present to reviewer to make them understand what actually you're doing. So your slide must be very, very effective in explaining all. Understand? Jangan macam you bentang untuk PD panjang kan, ataupun you bentang you buat slide according your report, memang tak siap memang tak cukup masa 10 minit you must find the most important thing, right? 10-minute presentation and then 10-minute Q&A. That's all. In 10 minutes you need to convince the reviewer about your research work. Just imagine, but it's doable. It can be done. No worry. People have done before, right? Okay. And nobody dies of doing it. Don't worry lah. Tak ada orang mati buat benda ni kan. This I borrow from my dean, postgrad dean during my master's degree in UK. Why they mention like this? The final exams for masters, 8 subject, 4 days only. 8 subjek 4 hari saja exam. 1 hari 2 subjek, pagi petang petang. Hari-hari, Monday to Thursday. Subjek susah kan? 4 hari saja. Pagi petang 4 hari betul-betul habis exam. So we come and see the dean. Why you want to kill us now? Do like this kan? Why you need to do it very fast like that kan? Every day 2 subject exams. Dia kata until now nobody dies kan. Daripada semenjak dia buat sampai sekarang tak ada mati lagi kan. Ambil exam macam ni kan. Dah. Dia tanya gitu, dia cerita gitu, kita pun diam lah, nak kata apa kan. Balik je lah. Yang belajar je lah kan. Macam tu lah. So, jangan susah hati. You boleh buat. You can do it. No problem. Okay. Alright. Any more question?
Sir, nak tanya. Quiz bila?
Quiz will be ini bulan 12 kan. Kalau awak sampai sekarang ni kelas sampai apa? Sampai kau dah tolak dah kira seminggu bertenang kan. Dibawa ke study week lah. Faham tak? Jadi kemungkinan quiz awak tak ada masalah. Salah seminggu dia siap lah. Kan?
Semua bab ke? Semua bab?
Apa
Semua
dia?
chapter ke? Semua chapter ke?
Quiz awak based on the slide yang saya bagi. Cukup. Tu je. Okay.
Includes all chapter.
Not include all chapters because I'm not covering all chapters.
Okay.
Nanti keluar slide ikut je. Kalau kalau you nampak je saya browse kan. Ada sebenarnya dah ada tapi dah hidden. Kau tak nampak kan? Saya nampak tapi saya buka saya punya online ni orang nampak lah. Nampak lah tu kan tulis hidden tu. Maksudnya dah ada dalam portal awak, faham tak? Daripada saya dah ada dah online ni. Tinggal saya nak buka je kan. Buka biar orang nampak je. Kalau orang nampak lah. Boleh access lah. Kan? So saya tunggu sekejap lah. Tapi slide saya akan bagi awal sikit lah. Slide. Jangan, whatever I teach you in the class, the slide is different The slide is more detailed. Because this one is upgraded one. Yang di kelas tu. Yang lama ni, yang sebelum ni kan. So, since the question that I told you before, the quiz question based on the old slide. So, I need to give you the old slide. Don't worry about the old slide. The old slide is about something less than the new one that I teach you in the class. Because the class tu lagi banyak kan maklumat saya tambah. Okay? Faham Tapi you baca ikut slide tu je lah. Slide yang saya bagi tu. Sebab tu saya tak nak confuse you nanti. Kalau saya bagi slide saya bagi in the class nanti you confuse. Kan? Tapi soalan dia tak cover apa yang saya bagi. Dalam kelas slide kan. Itu yang saya hold on tu. Bila dah ni semua tu saya akan bagi the whole slide senang. So these are the slide that affect the quiz. Okay, that related to the quiz. Okay, faham
Sir, quiz itu MCQ ke essay?
Quiz online ni tak boleh buat essay, susah. Kan?
Okay.
Jadi dia bukan MCQ je.
lah.
Dia bukan MCQ, dia senang je. True false.
Alright.
Sebab tu saya kata dia cepat. Dalam masa satu kelas boleh siap semua quiz kan, faham tak? Kalau satu quiz tu tak lama, dalam 20 minit kan, ada most lah. Kan, ada yang 10 minit saja kan. Depends Okay. MCQ tu ada tapi selektif lah, tak banyak. Tak banyak, less than 10 faham? Yang lain semua true false. Tapi you kena ingat, true false ni you must know the slide, you must know what you must know, you must understand and remember. Lebih kepada memorize lah. Whatever in the slide. Understand tak? That's what is true false. Okay? Kadang-kadang you baca nampak faham, tapi bila in the question of true false, the examiner pusing sikit saja, you dah confused. Apa ni kan? Bila you baca balik, sebenarnya lain macam ni. Nampak? That's why you must be careful on true false. True false nak observe your understanding and also your memory. Okay? Some question of true false try to measure your memory, and some but based on level lah. Macam quiz 4, quiz 3 more focus on understanding. Because in the slide they mention like this. Fine, okay. But the question in the quiz will change a little bit. Ingat benda sama tapi lain. Nampak? That one is called quiz 3 and 4. Lagi tinggi quiz, lagi tinggi cabaran dia. Right. Quiz 1 lebih kepada memory lah. Faham tak? You hafal, okay. Kan? Tapi 3 and 4 lebih kepada understanding. Really understand that thing. Because they manipulate sikit pun, oh, you know, they manipulate. Actually, it's like this. Nampak? Then is the statement said, oh, then it's false. The truth is like this. Nampak? Understand? So you have to know the degree of measurement tu. Kan? Usually 3 and 4 is more on the understanding. 1 and 2 more on the memorizing, right? And also as understanding, right? Tapi yang 3 and 4 lebih fokus pada understanding. Faham? Any more question? So your carry mark will be given after I finish marking your assignment 1. What about the talk? Talk apa cerita? Setakat ni group 1 je yang talk dapat full mark lah dia orang. Group lain tak ada talk, no mark, 10 mark tu.
Group 3 tengah proses.
Jadi kalau you Lotran student, you register with Lotran Club, dapat merit. Alright. Okay. Mana yang Lotran tu boleh register, even yang lain pun boleh register dengan Lotran. Asal ada Lotran student dalam tu lah kan, dalam group tu. You boleh register with Lotran Club, dapat merit. Sampai markah dapat merit juga. Okay. Faham? Talking about report talk, Iqbal, you should remind me the format of the report. Dah bagi tahu kan? Saya dah kita dalam grup kan? Iqbal?
Yes sir.
Dah bagi tahu dalam grup kan? Mana recording tu tak bagi lagi?
Saya punya group ni ada problem sikit, dia punya line slow, so memang nanti saya kena update dulu dengan dia.
Tapi tak apa. Kalau tu you download first kan? Download and then you give a full file kan? Tak payah pakai link kan? The link problem kan? You download dulu from the link and then you can give me the full copy.
Okay sir.
So dah beritahu kan format tu, nanti all group pun sama ikut lebih kurang format yang saya bagi tu, tapi ada tambahan kan? Ada tambahan. Remember my WhatsApp I think I need to put the WhatsApp in the online nanti lupa pula Iqbal. Nanti you post back to me apa benda saya akan beritahu tu kan, saya report tu. Because report tu saya bagi dalam group kan. Because WhatsApp group tu banyak kan, takut payah jumpa lah. Okay, goodbye.
Okay sir.
Alright. Lain ada? Ada soalan about the assignment? So you just maintain the assignment lah and then I will give you the schema on how to do it. But basically I have explained to you how actually you need to do it. Actually the schema is just following that what I'm said to you just now, right? That's all lah. Okay. Format dia sama je, technical format buat the quiz, buat assignment before kan. Format dia sama lah. Font berapa, proses tu kan. Numbering macam mana, sama macam yang dulu juga assignment 1. Cuma the content of it mungkin a bit different lah. Alright, that I will highlight the content only. The technical aspect sama macam I give you for assignment 1. Alright, technical aspect lah. Ada ni font ke apa benda lah, referencing ke apa semua, referencing API lah. Alright. Okay, faham? Nampak yang biru tu semua hidden tu. Nampak? Nampak tak? Nampak tak yang biru semua ni? So, dah ada actually dalam online saya, tapi awak tak nampak. Okay? Ni saja bagi tahu rahsia lah. Dah beritahu bukan rahsia lah kan? Okay, any more question? Quiz takkan berlaku sehingga saya bagi slide ke awak. Faham tak? Kalau saya tengok dalam portal dah ada slide untuk baca quiz, be prepared. In another 1 week or 2 weeks time, the quiz will on. Faham? Good. Danisha, 24 days is enough. Natasha, quiz bila Natasha? Lepas saya bagi saya hantar, saya open je slide file tu dalam online, be prepared. 1 week to 2 weeks time, there will be quiz. That is the indicator lah. Natasha, where's Natasha? Faham tak Natasha?
Boleh.
Kan? Kalau saya tak bagi lagi slide tu, maksudnya lambat lagi lah. Faham tak? Tapi tak lambat jugalah, because masa tinggal sebulannya kan. Lebih kurang sebulannya lagi kan. So, dekat-dekat lah. Maybe next week close slide ke, then be prepared lah. Okay?
So boleh bagi awal sir, nak baca awal.
Usually saya bagi 2 week lah. 2 weeks before. Right? Okay? Yi Yuang, no need plagiarism, check, no need turn lah. Right? Because it's a review from the article. So definitely kalau you buat turn in kan, memang tinggi lah kan. Betul tak? Benda you review from some other article, right? Kalau you buat turn in memang tinggi lah kan. Memang yang itu yang ambil banyak. Okay? So all clear Alright? So good luck in your assignment. Good luck in your talk. And also good luck in your quiz. Talk tu jangan main-main tau. Saya diam habis semester you tak buat, kosong markah. Itu je kan. Because that one is a part of the assignment 3, right? Better do it. Ada sebulan lagi ni, masa berjalan. Okay? So hopefully ada 2 groups you need to do the talk lah. Group 1 dah selesai lah. Oh, very good. Okay, full mark lah semua kan. Itu sebenarnya talk tu just nak bagi full mark to you, kan nak? Extra bonus. But do it well lah kan. Cari speaker yang relevan, cakap pun pasal benda yang relevan, yang or study kan. Proses perjalanan pun smooth, lancar kan. Ada poster, ada komiti semua kan. Yang report pun buat. Ni Iqbal, selagi report tak siap, tertangguh lagi full mark lah. Once report siap, then you get full mark lah. Iqbal faham
Okay, baik sir.
Iqbal group, only group memang nak dapat full mark. Tapi kalau tiba-tiba report tak hantar, tak dapat full mark lah kan. Okay, kena hantar report Alright, so buat apa yang saya minta suruh buat tu report ada tambahan kan. Masuk semua poster-poster semua masuk dalam tu as a proof Okay, this the event, the talk is about inviting the industry in the class. Faham tak? Dulu nak invite industry in the class susah, kena ada bayar tiket kapal terbang, kena face to face kan. Sekarang tak payah, online, free and easy lah, Okay. Alright, so no more question. Ada soalan lagi? Make yourself clear. Don't assume that you understand, but actually you not understand. If you have that situation, you ask. Alright? Ini ada lagi soalan?
Tak ada sir. Okay, just tadi.
Okay. Okay, tak ada, we start continue with our class. Okay. So continue with IMO Ingatkan nak tambah tulisan ni kan. All the entities semua ni lebih 18 ni kan. 4 campur 4, 8 campur 10, 18 ngam-ngam. Kalau tidak kena buat yang ni juga, tapi tak apalah, it take time to study the review Nasib baik Tiny cakap banyak kena baca. Saya pun tak terfikir yang tu juga tadi. Ingatkan tak cukup kan, nak tambah satu lagi. Nasib baik Tiny cakap Tiny save you all. Kena thank you Tiny for helping you all. Kita start dekat mana itu? Council. Sini. Sini kan assembly. Ke sini. Okay, ini. All right. So we have gone through IMO. What do you mean by IMO? Right. International Maritime Organization. Right. Established by UN, United Nations, in 1948. Right. Up to the Second World War. Initially the name is Intergovernmental Maritime Relations, IGMON. But it changed in 1986 to IMO. IMO. Right. So the office is in London. Okay. The structure of IMO consists of assembly, a council, a 5 main committee. Assembly need to have assembly, I think yearly. Need to have assembly yearly, and they appoint the council. They appoint the council, I think 2 years one time. Appointing of the council. Dia panggil apa tu bahasa waktu tu 2 years. 2 years they will have a council nomination. Not every year, assembly every year, but the council I think 2 years at one time, right? They change the council. The council are the authorities or the body that will monitor ataupun will manage the IMO. Under IMO, there are 5 main committees, maritime safety committees, and under those 5 committees also they have subcommittee. They have Marine Environmental Protection Committee, Maritime Safety Committee, Legal Committee, Technical Cooperation Committee, and Facilitation Committee. All right. So there are a few numbers of subcommittees that support the work of the main technical committees. Some are the main technical committees, some are the maritime safety committees, the sub. So the main committee is 5 only, right? Assembly, persidangan. So every year they must have assembly. This is the highest governing body of the organizations, whereby persidangan ni macam you pernah dengar lah dalam news kan, persidangan agung PBB kan, berapa kali setahun kan, di mana in the assembly all the members gather to highlight their point of view ataupun their worried ataupun their concern ataupun their interest during the PBB assembly. Sometimes the assembly, if they do the assembly quite a few times in a year, sometimes they put the themes on the assembly. For this assembly, talk about what? So anybody want to highlight issues on worried or concern can give a speech in the assembly, like what you observed before our Prime Minister. I remember that can allow that speak during the assembly is Mahathir lah, I observe kan. Itu I ingat lah. Yang PM lain I didn't observe, I tak ingat lah. Tuan Mahathir dia cakap banyak kali kan dalam UN assembly. Alright, but this is IMO assembly. The highest governing body of the organization is the assembly. Consists of all member states, as you all know. IMO is a member, the member is states, country, bukan individu, bukan NGO. The member is states, country, government lah, mesti government. Right? And it meets once every 2 years. They meet assembly. Bukan every year, assembly every 2 years. In regular sessions. But may also meet in an extraordinary session if necessary. If there are any special issues or special occasions, concerns, they will call an extraordinary meeting of the assembly, right? Macam juga ada entities or other organizations, right? Ada bodies, they must have assembly. Ada associations that must have assembly. That usually this assembly is yearly basis. Some are 2 years assembly sessions, but they can call an extraordinary sessions of the assembly if their request and if there are certain very important concern or issues or matters that they need to discuss to make decisions as a whole organization, right? That's why they use extraordinary. Luar extraordinary ni apa namanya, mesyuarat Extraordinary ni luar biasa luar biasa tak tahu dalam bahasa Melayu kan, tapi luar biasa kan nampak pelik pula luar jangka kot gitu. Assembly is responsible for approving the work program. So in IMO, the assembly discuss on the IMO activities itself lah, the function of IMO, right? Maybe the whole process of IMO role being established in the assembly. Then voting for the budget, so they need to plan the budget for the assembly, for the IMO. That's why this budgeting approval atau budgeting voting ni is important in any organizations. Okay, that's why I want to highlight just now that Nakma said we have no budget to cater flooding, right? Flooding disaster. That one is stupid, pure utterly stupid statement for the minister, because if you do even IMO also need to have a budget, right? And budgeting, you need to anticipate the needs, your need. Since that NARMA budgeting supplied by the government, you need to plan lah, right? What is your needs, especially during the monsoon season. Any uncertainties happen like Taufan Rai punya spillover from Philippines to Malaysia, the impact. That is the thing that you need to plan and anticipate and put the budget inside. Faham tak? Then the government will observe, oh, you need more budget for that, for NAMA to function. Then they give them budget. Ini budget pun dia boleh cakap no budget. Stupid lah. You don't do your work lah. Right? You don't anticipate. You don't plan. This is very bad management. Right? Right? So, and then the other thing for IMO other than budget is determining the financial arrangement of the organizations. Financial arrangement consists of research work, consists of remunerations for the staff of the IMO, right? Remuneration maksudnya wages, salary for the personnel that working in IMO, right? Although IMO is a international bodies, but they need somebody to run the IMO day-to-day operations. They are the personnel that need to be paid and the salary, and that's why they must have the budget. They must have financial arrangements for that matter. You cannot say that suddenly, this year we have not enough money to pay your salary. Cannot. That one shouldn't be happen. That's why it's important to determine the financial arrangements for the body. The arrangement covers the management of the IMO, and also the management covers what? Plan the research activities, the administrative staff, right? The traveling of staff to manage the IMO, to manage research. There's all financial arrangements, right? So that's how the organization operated, right? For that IMO in charge of maritime, international maritime, the budget should be high. Your area of coverage is not only England, it's not only a few countries, all the member states of all the member country states, right? You are belong to United Nations, so the coverage is very big. The whole world is your coverage. So takkanlah budget 1 juta je kan, mesti budget dia lebih. And how to ensure that the budget is not underutilized, under budget or over budget. You need to plan the activities. You need to know determine your financial arrangements. That's the way assembly is functioning, because of deciding all these things. Determine the financial arrangement, and also voting how much the budget should be. Everything must be endorsed, transparent. So there's no corruption, there's no nepotism, there's no abuse of authority. All must be tabled to the members, so the member knows, and all must be approved by members, so there will be no abuse of power. Like what happened in certain organizations, especially in the government, right? That's why the transparency is important. The governance is important. Okay, ketelusan dan Governance bahasa Melayu apa Governance. Tak tahu saya lupa benda governance. Tapi governance cover how the organisation should be working, not is working, should be working. Faham tak? Should be maksudnya there's no hanky-panky, there's no abuse of power, there's no corruptions, the process is clear, it's transparent, it's endorsed by all stakeholders. That is governance. Because of lack of governance yang masalah ni kan. Okay, so that's why the assembly is important to establish all these kind of issues. And also the other important function of assembly is to elect the council. Council members is being elected 2 tahun sekali, 2 years once by the assembly. Assembly decide. This year they have elections. They has also elected on new council members, and Malaysia continues to be the category 1 or 2 members of IMO. Remember, if you I think you don't watch the news. You're busy studying and reading, but sometimes you need to watch the news. News is very important. Not only TV berita terkini, but also from Al Jazeera, from CNN, from CGN. I like to watch CGN, Al Jazeera, BBC. It's very interesting. Not only Awani, not only TV3 lah, ataupun RTM. Okay, but I like to watch Berita Dunia RTM. That one so good lah. Okay, but now you can have free access on the news on the internet. Okay, so this year they have an new elect council from IMO. Okay, now talking about the council assembly is clear already. The function, the purpose, and the main purpose is to elect the council, right? So what is the council? Council is elected by the assembly for 2-year terms, beginning after each regular session of the assembly. Right? The assembly of IMO every 2 years, one assembly. And during the assembly, they elect new members, council members. Right? Sometime they continue the existing council members. But sometime during the 2 years assembly once, they also elect a new one or add a new one or change. All right. The council is the executive organ. These are the council. Is the executive organ of IMO and is responsible under the assembly for supervising the work of IMO. So the council is the one that run IMO. The council members run IMO. But the daily operation is run by personnel. Faham tak? The fixed personnel that run IMO. But the council members is changing by assembly. But usually is run by is elected by the assembly. And that one usually they change or they continue or they change is common every 2 years. But the personnel is kekal. Personnel is maintained there. The personnel, like NATMA lah, as an example before, right? The personnel of NATMA, the run NATMA, day-to-day operation is there. It's maintained always, right? But the person who monitors, who govern NATMA is the minister. Minister change all the time. All the time, in every election they change. Every election they change, right? If new government coming in, they change, right? Or 4 or 5 years time they change. But the personnel is there, right? Then the personnel is important because they know the SOPs. They are the one to develop SOPs. The minister is just come and go. Understand? It seems like the IMO, the function of the personnel of IMO is maintained there. But the council members the executive council members that supervising the work of IMO changes every 2 years. Either changes or to maintain or add up or they replace with a new one. So the council members always come and go. but the personnel is there. Right, that's different. Okay, but the council members are the executive organ of IMO, meaning that the council, although they every 2 years they change or they maintain or they change, but they are the body that supervising the work of IMO. And who runs the work of IMO is the personnel. Personnel run according to the orders or instruction by the council. And the council is always changes every 2 years, right? Changes or maintain in 2 years' time. Every 2 years they do that. That's why you must understand how organization work, right? How government work, right? Minister changes. In Malaysia, it's unique. For this term, for general election 2014 general elections, it should be one government until the next 15 generations, the next elections. But for Malaysia, it's unique. What happened, it never have been happened before. For general election 14, the government has changed 3 times, right? 3 times in 4 or 5 years. First, the result of the election, right? The PH. Then suddenly after 2 years, another PH collapse, another one go up, right? And then another 1.5 years, the one go collapse, and another one go up, right? Crazy, right? So that happened. That also affected the ministries, the ministers. They keep changing, right? Based on the government in control, based on the government in control. So how just imagine how many ministers been changed in 5 years period? Because election to election is 4 to 5 years. Just imagine what happened to the country. In 4 5 years time, 3 government have been established. So minister changes all the time. That's why sometimes you get a minister that don't know anything because they are new. They don't know, right? But the personnel inside the organization must know their work. They must advise the minister. The minister ni new kan, tak baru, tak tahu cerita pun. Yang itu yang keluar perkataan daripada minister yang stupid. Oh, we don't know. It's not our. It's too expensive lah. To cover flood lah. Benda yang stupid. People laugh at you kan. Right? So be careful. So that you want need to understand the situation. Okay, how government works. And now we explain how IMO works. Okay. The council members, they have 3 categories, if not mistaken, 3 categories, A, B, C. Right? Council members elected during the assembly. Council member A have 10 states with the largest interest in providing international shipping services. They based on, you must remember, IO is a country member states, country members, so state members. It's not individual, it's not organization, it's country. So the category A is country that contribute higher or largest interest in international shipping. And they are China, definitely lah. Greece, Italy, Japan, Norway, Panama, Republic of Korea, Russian Federation, United Kingdom, and the States. Okay. Those days, China is not the members category A. Right. Korea is not the members those days. But as time goes by, that's why I told you, every 2 years they reevaluate the contributions of countries in shipping, international shipping. China is going up, right? China definitely lah. Then China is the category A member. Okay. Greece, many ship owner are from Greece before, right? Now it's China lah, right? So it's important in shipping. Italians, most of the seafarers, seafarers from officer to the low level, mostly, especially officers, from Greece and Italy, right? Norway, ship registrations, ship owner, mostly from Norway. Remember, the buyer of the biggest ship tanker in the world. One of it is from Norway, right? Panama ni a country that used to be the most preferred to register ships. So Panama is a place whereby many owners register their ship there. Nanti I will tell you why registration of ship is important for the owner to choose the place, right? It ada kena-mengena dengan ada effect about the regulations in Panama, right? They are very loose, tax haven for them. Faham tak? So then dia ada pun ada negative impact of it. Negative impact. Remember they get ghost ships, no? The term ghost ships. You type Google ghost ships. What do you mean by ghost ships? Ghost ship is a ship that registered under MO, under registered flag of convenience under Panama registration, but you cannot find the owner. What happened if you cannot find the owner? There's problem. If their ships make create problem in terms of oil leakage, in terms of other problems that you cannot identify who's the owner, then you call it ghost ships. Usually ghost ship is being registered in Panama, usually. Right? Okay. Hello? Yeah. Close it down. Aku dah kelas. Nanti kau boleh. Okay? So di kategori A members. Kategori B members. International, that one is shipping. This one trade. That one is shipping. This is trade. Argentina, Bangladesh, Brazil, Canada, France, Germany. Once China in the category A, it cannot be category B anymore, right? So China category A. Although China also trade is also high, but international shipping it covers more broader definition. So it's still category A. Category B is other than the definition of shipping, like seaborne trade, right? Argentina, Bangladesh, Brazil, Bangladesh because like China before, right? They provide many companies in the world that station in Bangladesh in terms of to utilize the cheap labor in Bangladesh, and also involving about some raw materials in Bangladesh that have been utilized by all. Brazil, Canada, France, Germany, India, Netherlands, Spain, and Sweden. This is category B. Malaysia is category A, category C. 20 states not elected under A and B, which have special interest in maritime transport and navigation. Special interest meaning that they are maybe a maritime country, right? And maybe they have interest in navigation, like Strait of Malacca. Strait of Malacca is in Malaysia, right? Faham tak? Okay, so and some other factors lah that is special interest.